there we go. The old XVZ1300 cannibalized. These are such good bikes. There's so much meat on this thing. They don't build stuff like that anymore. Absolutely excellent. And that's the old VMAX motor. How cool is that, you know? This is a 2005 Yamaha XVZ1300. It's been fairly cannibalized. I've been stripping the few more parts off it. Wiring harness, brake calipers. Gonna scroll them away. Rubbermaid bin somewhere. And so if you're in this boat where you're looking for a shock for these old bikes, and they did have a failure rate on these. There's actually a warranty recall on these Yamahas. If you're looking for a shock for these things, there's also a number of shock manufacturers out there for the uninitiated, like Hagon shocks. They used to make a shock for this thing. Progressive Suspension, that's another one. Shop around. There's several aftermarket companies that make a shock, custom made or otherwise. So there's that. So there's air shocks on the front of this thing on the forks, and then there's an air shock on the rear, a single air shock, and of course 2 forks up front. And they specify somewhere between 7 and 11 psi and up to 50 psi in the rear. However, lots of people have reported, and my personal experience as well, you don't put any air in them and it seems to ride just fine. And probably some people that didn't have problems with their air shocks, I'm guessing they didn't put any air in it, because what I find a lot of times is people just jack up the pressure. They use an air compressor and they put it on there, 120 psi, and before you know it, you're up to 80, 90 psi, and you blow the seals out. You know, it's very hard on the air shocks when it has that much pressure in it. So if you're not sure, maybe use a bicycle pump very gently to put air in it if you need to put air in it. But in my opinion, I just leave the air out of it and just ride without the air. It's absolutely fine. The bike rides fine. It's a cruiser. It's not a performance handling machine, so you'll get away quite nicely without putting air in this thing. I see that a lot in front forks where you got air forks. People just put an air chuck to it. It's like the air forks on the front's even worse. They only specify like 7 to 11 psi, and people will come in, I've seen them 60, 70 psi, you know, and the seals just don't stand a fighting chance of retaining the oil when there's that much pressure buildup. They come in and they're just rock hard. So there's that. So mind the pressure on it. Check your owner's manual. 100%. The earlier ones, 96 to 99, were completely different part number. So this is part number for an 05 to 2013. It's 4XY 22210-10-00. And the price, surprisingly, $739.09. As the bike gets older, they tend to jack up the price. It used to be $350 US. If you look on the 99 to 04, multiple nines represents a superseded part, an upgraded part, a replaced part, a different part when they have failures on parts or they've upgraded it for whatever reason. And you can see 99 to 04 listed. However, it's the same shock. I would buy the cheaper one if it was me. And the only difference between these two shocks, as far as I can tell, is this one has a vent put on it. That's the old boot off the old shock. You can see there's no vent tube on it. So I think that's the only difference between these two shocks, is one has a vent and the other doesn't. And I think that's it. I could be wrong, but I have a suspicion that's it. And I'm probably correct on that. But, you know, feel free to call me out. Put it in the comment section below. This is off an 05 XVZ1300 Venture Royale. And this is off the 99, the old red one here. I believe it's 99, 2000, doesn't really matter. The one for $739 and the one for $1,032, which was for the old 99, doesn't have the vent. And it's an upgraded number, so it should have this vent. And I think that's the only difference between these shocks, is that they just added the vent. Internally, I think they're the same thing. These boots just slip off, that's why they look different. However, the shock mounts on the top and the bottom are the same. I think they're the same all the way up to 2012, 2013, when they stopped making these Venture Royale motorcycles. So if you find a good shock, you can probably use it. If you find a parts bike, just make sure there's no oil on the bottom here, because it'll leak out the bottom of this boot, and you'll see oil all over the bottom of the shock and the linkages, which indicates that it's been leaking. And also give it a good bounce on the back end. When you bounce this thing, it shouldn't readily just go down and bounce back up like a springboard. It should have good dampening to it and fairly hard to press down when the bike's off the center stand. And then this is going out, unfortunately, in the bush. The guy left it out in the bush when I bought it off him, and it was pretty much like you see it. He had stripped all the fairing, tank, and everything, and then planted it under a pine tree. And of course, the water got down into the carburetors there and got it in the motor. So I can't turn the motor over. I tried to turn it over by hand, but the motor seized. But that's neither here nor there. It's probably got some good parts in the carburetor as well. Good front end, looks like a straight bike. So I didn't have any handlebars kicking around that I wanted to dispose of. So I cut this length of pipe. These cruisers and Harley Davidsons, they take 1-inch bars, by the way, and 1 inch is about 25 millimeters. And that's what I did. I cut the pipe. So just a little tidbit of information. See, there's a little dot on the top. So these are pinch kind of bolts. They're slightly smaller than the diameter of the handlebars. And whenever you see the dot, that end is the end that you tighten first. You put both screws in, get them started, but that one goes flush first, and then you tighten the rear. That's always the case because this part is a little bit higher than this part. So you see on old motorcycles, they have the same thing. They have a pinch cap on the bottom of these forks. One side's going to be the front is what you tighten first towards the front of the bike, and the back, you can actually see the little crack back there. So the front is tight and the rear is what you tighten last. And that was pretty common on all these old forks back in the day. There's another pinch bolt, and it'll have a little mark on it for sure. And there's, see, an arrow. So that goes top, and then you tighten the top first and then the bottom. So lots of bikes have this. It's kind of worth mentioning. So kind of interesting tidbit of information for you there. If you're working on motorcycles, we're just getting into it. Drag bars for the old parts bike going into the bush. I'm going to take the shock off it and put it on this red one and get this thing off the bench. It's taking up valuable real estate. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found that useful. Obviously you might have if you've been searching around the internet for videos or information on rear shocks for an XVZ1300 Venture Royale. Good bikes, nice bikes, heavy bikes. Gonna get on with it. So anyways, take care out there, ride safe. Good morning, good afternoon, have a nice night, wherever you're in the world. Take care, ciao.